Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Today in War Thunder it is time to talk about some changelogs and also a little bit of an update on the mouse. So let's get started with that since I think the majority of people will be interested in it. So the first thing is if you had a look at the mouse change or dev blog, I suppose, the changes going towards the German tech tree, you'll see at the bottom it says being hidden from standard research and will now only be obtainable in future events and other opportunities later in the future. Now, what a lot of people took this as was incredibly negative, and I also was one of those people because the biggest problem I can see is if they decided to coupon it and make it a very rare vehicle on the Gaijin market for new players. I thought this would be very disrespectful to the player base and also just generally a bad precedent to set. Now, after spending some time on Discord and actually looking at Collusion's Discord, who is a game master for War Thunder, he put in this message. He says, I have an official statement on the mouse. It's not being removed. Yes, it's getting removed from the main tree, but it will be in the game as a grind event vehicle, same as the LA174. So it will still be in the game. However, if you own it or have 1 RP invested into it, nothing will change for you. So basically confirming what we knew before and also saying that it's going to be a grind event vehicle. Now, if you look at Collusion's thing on the War Thunder forum, he is a game master. He does hold some standing when it comes to Gaijin. He's seen, at least as a War Thunder volunteer, deals a lot with the community. And I asked him personally, where he got this information from, and he said he got it from SMIN 1080p. Now, SMIN, if you don't know, is a community manager, and I asked him if I was able to share this information with you, and he said he was very happy to and would like to, stop some misconceptions or misinformation being spread. So I asked him about what Collusion had said, and he said, yes, as the mouse was researchable, we have been told by the devs that the mouse will return in future events where it will be researchable again, similar to how we did LA174 events in the past, for example, so on and so forth. And of course, he said part of what we are trying to inform people is, in the case of the mouse, it's not gone for good. Everyone who does not manage to get it by 1.91 will have opportunities in the future. And then, of course, I confirm if I can use it in a video, and he says that's fine. So, we have confirmation from a community manager in the form of SMIN 1080p and also a Game Master Collusion that they have been told by the developers that it will be available in a style of event like the LA174. Now, if you weren't available or around in War Thunder around the time of the LA174 events, what they basically were was they gave you about a week to research and purchase the LA174. It's a plane which is sat in War Thunder at the higher tiers of the Soviet tech tree. I do have a video on it, and the idea is over a week it would just be there, just available in the tech tree, and you'd be able to research it and purchase it, but after that week it would disappear again. Now, I believe they brought it back twice, and overall it is quite a nice way of either celebrating certain events, such as Lavochkin's birthday, which is when they brought it back in 2017, and what this means is this vehicle, at least for now, is going to have a similar way to the mouse. The mouse should follow the same ideas as this, so a timed period researched vehicle. So here you can see it's also available on the market, and this is a fear that a lot of people have had, including myself in the past, where it will actually become a vehicle which is not just available in these special events, it is also available as something which you can get out of boxes, basically the update crates. Now, there aren't a lot on the market right now, but there have been, a few sold over the period of time. You can see quite a few of them actually, meaning that they are at least in some abundance when it comes to the game. If you want to see what the vehicle looks like in-game, it sits at rank 5, battle rating 8.0, and it does have a really nice look to it. It also has a good performance for the vehicle, and overall I've enjoyed it quite a lot. I've done a few videos in the past if you want to go and have a look. So even though it's nice to know that the mouse is going to come back in these special style of events, so if you are a new player to War Thunder, you will be able to still grind it out just in timed periods. but it still, at least to me, does not address the fears that I personally have, which is the fact that it may end up on the market just like the LA174 has. So that's the update on the mouse. Let's get into the other stuff which is going on. So in update 1.89.1.170, we had a change to the system which was put in a few changelogs ago, which was the new kill credit system. Basically, what they did was if you J out near within, I believe, 5 kilometers of an enemy, whoever is the closest to that target will get the kill. This was to stop bombers just Jing out before getting shot. This was to stop people from trying to escape the battle and not crediting an individual a kill for winning an engagement. And it was a positive change, but one of the issues that at least I saw and a few other people saw as well is if you're on an airfield and you decide to J out, wouldn't it give a kill to an individual even though they haven't really specifically earned it? Well, it seems like Gaijin have also seen it as an issue, and therefore it's been fixed. So that problem of kill creditation has been fixed, which is lovely. The other thing is the server update on the 15th of August 2019. So the console users in the workshop now have the ability to exchange vehicles with Trophy Vehicles 3 that has been added. Now, something interesting to actually think about when it comes to Trophy Vehicles 3, if you go to the Warbond shop, what you will find is this box has been around for quite a long while now, maybe 6 months, maybe even a little bit more, and it wouldn't really surprise me, especially with the addition of this to the workshop, that we're going to see Battle Trophy 4 coming out soon. So make sure to check that out. If it does come out, see what vehicles are inside. I'll make sure to cover it on the channel, since I do find these boxes kind of interesting. There seems to be quite a lively market around it on the Gaijin market itself, which is always lovely to see. You know, people trading and trying different things. The other thing is the benchmark button's back. So the benchmark button, as we talked about a few videos ago, just disappeared. It wasn't there. But now the benchmark button is back in the main menu. And so it was there all along. It just wasn't being shown. So if you go to battles, you can see the benchmark button here. And I'll actually show you what it does when you actually do it. So we'll watch this. I'm not sure. I'm using display capture, so it might not look the best. But yeah, that's this is the one that we're going to use. So let's do some pad tricks so you can have a look at what a benchmark looks like in the game. If you didn't know what it does, it basically works out, you know, what your PC should be at, what recommended settings it should be at when playing War Thunder. And you get these really nice cinematics, just like you do in like Dynamic Campaign and stuff like that. Oh, sorry, not Dynamic Campaign, in the historical campaigns, which is just really nice to see. You know, it's something that I hope every game can do in the future, just so you can kind of explore maps in a different way and get a cinematic feel for what's going on, and also test out your graphics card, you know, and work out where you should be playing War Thunder from, you know, what settings you should use, what affects what, and it can give you, you know, some feedback on what's going on your machine. So if you didn't know the benchmark was a thing, make sure to check it out in War Thunder so you can work out where your PC should be graphics-wise. I would also like to state that frame rate is much more important than graphical fidelity, in my opinion, when it comes to War Thunder. So if you can't hit a solid 60 at a specific graphics level, I would drop down your graphics a little bit. Yes, you'll get worse graphical fidelity, but you'll have a much better gameplay experience. So you can see it benchmarks your rating, the minimal FPS and the average FPS, meaning, wait a sec, how can the minimal FPS be 60, but the average be 59.9? I think there's something a little bit odd there. But anyway, you can understand what it does. And as I said, just from a general point of view, frame rate in a multiplayer game, much more important than it looking nice, because a smoother experience is always better. So try and hit 60 if you can. If you can't hit 60 and you can only hit 30, that's still good. And, you know, It's as simple as that. Anyway, not a ton of news today, but I thought it was very important to get that mouse news out to you, so you can, know that if you're not going to get it before 191, it will be back in future events like the LA174, so you should be completely fine. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank Ambrosius McClellan, B. Young, Blackie, Daniel Stanton, John Ryman, Joseph Anders, Martinez, Mopar 1969, Moxie, Super Cacti, Uyans Terry, and Eel of Goats, and of course Seductive Trash Can for supporting the channel.